Hey YouTube, another video, and this time a sound sequencer. And a sound sequencer is a device that allows us to produce patterns of sounds and loop them so that we get a certain rhythm. At the end of the video I'm going to show how this works, but first of all let's talk about the circuit. All the parts that make up the circuit, I made previous videos showing how to make them, and they are all connected to one another. We're going to start from here. The flow of the circuit goes here. We have this logic unit. This logic unit activates a series of transistors which act as switches, and each of the transistors activates a gate. And the gate is a tone generator. We have two 556 dual timers, and each timer is configured as a tone generator. We have a 555 timer here, and I've replaced R2 in the video on how to make it with this pot. It allows me to control the BPM. This timer drives this binary counter, an LS163. You can watch the video on how to make it. This LS163 drives this LS138 3 to 8 line encoder, and every time it produces a value, the line encoder will close a single line, and that means that it activates one of these BC557 switches, transistors that act as switches, PNP. Once that happens, then we activate, we provide current to the gate, and basically we produce a sound that goes out of the speaker. Now every gate has this pot here. We have 4 gates, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 4 pots. Here we have another one. I'll talk about it in a minute, but we have the chip here, the LS138, and it drives 8 lines. It encodes 8 lines, and here we have 4 gates. So that means that our pattern will go through this 4, and you need to imagine that there are another 4 here, but I ran out of these pots, so I had to make this configuration, and we have only 4 here. But these pots allow me to play with the values of the tone generator and produce different sounds. Where I have one pot, again, since I ran out of them, they are 100Ks, 104, and where I have a single one, I've connected it in a way that it acts as R1 and it influences also R2. And here I've connected each separately, so I replaced R1 and R2 in the video on how to make a tone generator with these 100K pots, and they give me more range to play with the sounds. Every gate has a button. You can see it right here, and once I press on it, it basically activates the gate and it produces a sound. Here we have 3 more buttons. We have a reset button, so it will reset, it will provide a low to the reset pin on the counter, and now we're on 0 again. So we're on line 0, we're producing also a 0 right here. Here we have a load button. This is connected to the load function on the counter. And here we have a button that produces a hardwired pattern. And that means that we're going to feed a value into the counter, and then we can decide where we're going to start the pattern from. So let's say that we have this pattern and our rhythm starts at the half beat, and we want to start at the middle. So I can load the value, and then I provide a low to the load function, and then our sequencer will start from number 2. Instead of starting from 0, it will start from number 2, and it will go onwards, and then it will return in a loop. And you can see that when I release it and it starts, it always goes forward, and if I just reset it, it starts from 0. So that's a function that we added into this sequencer. And that's about it, I think. I've mentioned everything. Again, you need to watch the videos, build every circuit, and then you connect them all together. And there are plenty of other videos that also demonstrate this configuration. So let's try it. And you can see that I have different notes here. So I'm going to start with just a beat. Let's say this one. I don't want to hold this button, so I'm going to short it out so that we have a constant rhythm. And you can see that I can play with the BPM. We can make it slower or faster. Let's set it on a fast track like this. And now we're going to add a second note. So it plays this note first, and it's going to skip these two, and we're going to play a second note here. If we reset it, you can see it goes back to 0. I've played with this a lot. It's actually very fun. I sat for almost 2 hours playing with this thing, but we've reset it now. I'm holding the reset, so you can see that it's on the 0. And when I release it, it will start. And I can also, for example, short out number 4. And we have this constant pattern on, and then we can so we can do that. We can also load. So again, if we're loading, we can see that we're starting from pin 2, and that means that if we put this, you see that it's on, and we're releasing. Yeah, so that's it. It's a nice circuit to build and play with. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer. If you like my videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.